Welcome to Marty Bakers. This is our new channel and we will be focusing on cakes, recipes, avoidable baking mistake. Today we want to focus on this is eggless cake and yesterday I baked it. This is eggless cake. This is White Forest eggless cake and today we want to focus on actually decorating it and considering it is White Forest, so meaning the frosting must be whipped cream. And then we have the cake here. So let's begin our process of actually decorating the cake. So first step first, you put your board on your cake stand or your turning table and always just put a little bit of frosting in the middle to hold the cake. Then put your cake. And you see this was the top. You don't use the bottom, you use the top. So you put it here and make sure it is well balanced so that when you're decorating it doesn't move around. So now we want to start putting the frosting. Always make sure that the frosting goes up to the end. And now we want to put the other piece. When you're putting it, you have to make sure it fits properly. And now we are going to continue to put the frosting on top. Before we continue, always make sure you remove the icing that is actually on top of the frosting, on top of the cake, sorry, so that when you're smoothening it becomes easy. It doesn't mix with the other frosting because we don't want it to have some lumps inside. So we add on top so that it spread easily. Just spread easily. So now after that we start going the rounds so that we go round. We're just trying to make sure that all the holes are covered, so that when you start smoothing, you get a perfect done cake. Most of the time when we start smoothing, we always start at the bottom, not on top, because when you start on the top, then it gets done, and then here you've not smoothened, then you get a bad result. So you just want to make sure you smoothen on the bottom first before you go to the top. And always hold your knife, your palette knife, at an angle so that it goes on the cake all round. And when you notice there's an area that you need to go back, just go back. It doesn't matter how many times, so that you can get good smooth. And we will continue to smoothen. I've noticed that this one I need to smoothen. My palette knife was not at an angle. We've not really completely finished smoothing, but we want to do the first one, then the second one. And this one is just to make sure we remove all the necessary whipped cream, the unnecessary whipped cream, so that when we finalize, we start finalizing smoothing. And sometimes you can look at the cake and then measure how much whipped cream that you frost on a cake. And you use the palette knife. You don't use it you have to use it at an angle so that you get the best result that you're looking for when you're frosting or when you're decorating your cake. Because most of the time people just decide, you go to any angle. No. You have to make sure it's actually an angle that you can get what you're looking for. So as we continue to smoothen, now we want to go to, that was the first one, was actually to apply a coat so that the crumbs of the cake doesn't mix with the frosting. So now we've done that. This is the second. Now we want to do the final, and then we finish the frosting. Now we want to finish making sure that we get the perfect. So sometimes you can be decorating and you notice there's another area that you should go at least one more time. You should do that because you want a perfect smooth. Like I've noticed this area needs to, I need to go about it just one more time. And then another one here. So now you see it's a perfect. So now we are going to work on top. And remember, this is eggless white forest cake. always clean your palette knife when you're decorating, because if you don't clean, the crumbs or the frosting that was remaining on the palette knife will actually end up being on your cake. So to avoid that, make sure that you clean your palette knife from time to time so that you don't end up with a funny edge. When you notice is that our cake on top is not really perfectly aged or angled, so we want to make sure that we want to do one more time with a palette knife to see the results. So now our cake is done. So now we want to focus on now putting chocolate topping. We want to put the chocolate topping. Actually, not we are doing it right now. Now you see our cake is close to being done. And remember, it is eggless white forest cake. So we are almost done. So we just want to do the finishing touch for our final product. So now we want to frost. We want to use piping bag to finish it, and we've decided to do ooh. We're going to put our cherries on top to give it color, a luster, but mostly to give it color, so that it can pop. If everything is white, then you give it color. It looks amazing now. So just the last one. And then our final. If you enjoy the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you have any question, I'll gladly answer you.